It was a great experience, and had I to do it again, if I was at the same age, I'd do it again. Cyprus was a place that I actually considered retiring when I was going to get older, because it's not always going to be a mess. They're still having troubles there. So it's no longer in the equation. It's not on the bucket list.
Well, one thing I've heard is a common theme amongst most of the fellas here today, and I know you were a career military person, is they said the military life was the life for them. It was something they enjoyed, something they reveled in, I guess. Did you find the same thing? Would you recommend people to go into the military today?
Even today, it's not the same army, but I would still recommend that somebody join the armed forces, yes. For me, it was a life-changing experience, in the sense that I was given an opportunity. I could sign my piece of paper, or the judge could sign his. And so I chose to sign mine, and I don't regret 1 minute of it.
I spent time in Cyprus, both as a combat soldier in the airborne, and also when I broke my body up, the Canadian Military Intelligence, trade name only, they recruited me, and I spent my second tour as an intelligence operator in Cyprus, the first Gulf War in Bosnia. So I saw both sides of the fence from a tasking point of view, from the combat soldier to the intelligence side. It was busy in both jobs. The intelligence side, I was doing human intelligence. On the tactical side, I was one of three that stayed in the tactical side. I never went strategic, so I was at the pointy end of the stick for the rest of my career, which had good points and bad points. But like Michel said, I don't regret what I did, and I only wish today's society, the youth, guys and girls, were put through the military so that they experience discipline and look at society a little different than how they do today.
So you figure the military is a good fit for a lot of people in today's society?
The military teaches everybody respect, not only for themselves but for others, and it gives you a better light of what goes on in the world and back at home. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, but there's a saying that we all say, there's no place like home, and Canada is the best place, the best country in the world, bar none. We have more rights, and thank God those rights are still there, as long as we're not abusing them with controversial things that's going on today in politics and whatnot.
Well, it's interesting. I talked to some of the other fellas, and they absolutely love it. You know, people will see their veterans plates or realize they're a veteran, see the medals, and they'll come up and thank them. Do you guys find the same thing happens to you, and do you get the same reaction from it?
More so now, since the Afghan war opened up. I was in Africa for 3 years. I came home, and I saw the Highway of Heroes, or the Freedom Highway, or whatever it's called, and that brought tears to me, because we never saw that before. It was nothing for civilians to spit in our face if they saw us in uniform, thinking that we were Vietnam soldiers or whatnot. But to see the reaction today is heartfelt by all veterans, because the Trudeau government and whatnot, they hid what we did for the good of this nation and for other nations that we went in to help out. They hid that away from our public, and now the public are more aware of what we do, and I hope that never goes away. I hope our public is always kept aware of what we're doing today and in the future.
How do you find, when you relate to the older fellas, they've got, it was a different kind of military in those days. They have maybe different stories. Do you find it's all still very relatable, considering your experiences?
It's actually, for a long time, it was always seemed like it was the First World War vets and Second and Korea, then they always had like a different standing. But one thing that's universal, and it's not just for Canadian soldiers, it's for soldiers all over the world, is that you can start on a conversation with a veteran, and they can relate on the same level. It's even like what everybody's got airborne wings here, and they served in an active parachute unit. If you go around the world and find another paratrooper, even if they were on the other side, you can relate. There was that camaraderie among airborne soldiers, and it'll never change as long as you served and you did it, in a positive manner. You're going to have friends anywhere in the world. That if you have wings, they have wings. That's a brotherhood. And but the same thing is, we're talking around the table with people that may have served 6 years or in the 70s or 80s, or 6 years from 1939 to 1946 during the entire war, and we can still tell the same stories like we've known each other and we all experienced it together, and nobody really counts one above anybody else.